Greetings, programs. The power's out at my building today, or at least for the next couple hours. So, it occurred to me that it would be a nice thing to go for a ride in the country. And I figured I could talk to you for a little while about a subject that's near and dear to my heart. Now, I've made another video about optimism and positivity, but I actually think that that video is not one that I'm gonna leave up, so by the time you're watching this, I may have changed that video to be private and superseded it with this one. Just because the first time I talked about this, I just kind of rambled and didn't have a lot of good stuff to say, and I got my thoughts a little better organized this time. So on the subject of positivity and optimism, I have a core thought that drives me to be the way that I am as a person. And that is that if you are determined internally that you can do nothing about a situation, then whether you actually can or not, you will not try, or any efforts you make will be lackluster. What are you going to do to try and overcome adversity when you believe that your efforts are ultimately futile? But if you do take the steps to treat it as though you can overcome adversity, if you think of everything, every obstacle is a challenge, every problem is just something for you to find a way through or find a lesson to be learned from, then I think you're far more likely to make your way through life getting your way and doing good things and making good things happen for others. Now, obviously you can't just assume that you're going to get only your way and that doesn't matter. You know, all you want is to make everyone fall in line with what you want out of life. But it still seems to me that it's far more of a winning strategy on life. Not in the Charlie Sheen winning sense, but you know, it represents a better way to look at the world, to think of things as, I can do that, I will do that, I will overcome this, I can build that, I can make it, I can run there, I can do that. Don't ever shortchange yourself, because the hardest step to take is the first one. And if you don't take that step because you just think you're going to fail, then you set yourself up to fail. You decided to fail before you even tried. And I don't think that's a very good way to go about things. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, if you disagree, if you got a really good reason to be a pessimist, let me know why, because I'd love to hear it. I was a pessimist for a long time. I saw the downside of everything. I wasn't very happy with myself. I didn't think good things were going to happen. But if that, you know, I didn't see that taking me anywhere. After a while, I really mulled it over and came to the conclusion that looking at life as a series of accidents and unpleasant scenarios and just trying to find thread of happiness between them, it wasn't getting me anywhere, and it was leaving me pretty miserable all the time. So, since I've taken a different view of things, and, you know, the same events occur, bad stuff still happens, daily struggles occur, you know, if I wanted to, I could look at my day as a series of a very annoying series of time sinks, you know, all of my obligations and all the things I have to do in order to barely get a little bit of time to myself to be happy in a given day. But realistically, that would make me miserable. That would make no difference on how I spend my time, but it would make me very unhappy. So just by shifting my perspective and thinking of it as, well, this is my life, and it's a series of wonderful times and absolutely fantastic moments, and even the things that I'm not particularly thrilled about doing, I can do. You know, I'm talented, I'm capable, I have all of the time that it takes to do all these things and still have more time for myself later. So that being the case, I'd rather look at things that way and say I've got this, because at the end of at the end of the day, either I've got it or I don't. But if I'm gonna have to get through it anyway, if there's no choice, so I have to do this job, I have to spend my time with cranky children when they're cranky, you know, I'm not gonna have a choice in some of those matters anyway, so I might as well grin and bear it. And I don't mean that in like a, you know, a negative light. I mean genuinely, it's not that much of a struggle. And the less of a struggle I treat it as, then the easier it becomes to deal with. So I've been changing my perspective, but I recently had cause to go back and kind of reevaluate where I was about 2 years ago, and I'm actually pretty proud of the fact that I've been of this mindset for about that long, and I'm really happy with myself for the fact that I've consistently remained positive in outlook. I have my down days. I'm not saying that everything's perfect and sunshine and roses, but overall, my attitude tends to be, I am a good person who does mostly the right thing and mostly the things that I need to do for others. I'm useful and helpful. I'm talented at the things that I put my mind to. And, you know, I think that I have reason to be happy with myself as an individual. So, I think that whoever you are, you can do the same. You deserve to be happy. And the most important thing is that's going to have to come from inside you. No one else is going to be able to make you happy if you don't decide on your own steam that you want to be happy, and you're going to own how you feel and where you go in life. And of course, you can't own every moment of every day, and I'm not saying that you need to be happy regardless of what others do, because, you know, people can do crappy things, and you deserve to have downbeat moments and sad times. Shit happens. I'm not saying that you need to sugarcoat everything and pretend you're happy all the time, but don't overlook the idea that if you smile and if you act happy, it really can change things for you. It can actually make you start to feel better if you just act like you are happy. Now, caveat to that, there are things that are serious, and there are situations you should not try and just put a smile on for. I will never tell anyone to just grin and bear any kind of verbal, physical, or sexual abuse. You do not deserve any kind of abuse. Whoever you are, I want you to know, never, ever, ever let anyone mistreat you and just accept it because you deserve it. No matter what you've done, no matter what you think you have as a shortcoming, it never, ever means that you deserve to be mistreated. Don't ever let anyone do that to you. That is a promise you should make to yourself before anything else happens in your life. As a singular adult on your own power, you deserve to be treated well by everyone. Even if you've made mistakes, even if you have made bad choices, it never ever excuses someone from mistreating you or abusing your trust or your body in any way. Second caveat, depression is real, chronic pain is real, and things that you have no control over in your mental or physical state can keep you from being able to just be happy the way that you might like to. And I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be easy to overcome those sorts of things. But I do want you to consider whether any pain or misery you may feel is worth causing others to have to feel the same. So, even if you can't feel better than you do, okay, and we're stopping here. Even if you can't feel any better than you do, please don't take it out on anyone else. The world needs more positive outcomes. It needs more happiness. It needs people to spread around joy and love and compassion. And if you can't spread those things, please at least just try not to do harm to others by making your pain, making your misery into a problem for others to solve. So, in conclusion, smile for me. I don't care if you're having a bad day. I don't care if you have been dealt nothing but low cards and the short end of the stick your whole life. Find one thing to smile about today, and find one thing to smile about tomorrow, and find one thing to smile about every day, because we live in an amazing world that is so much bigger than any of us can really comprehend. I've traveled just a small part of it, and as far as I can tell, this is a world that has room for everyone to be happy if they just go and find themselves a way to live their lives free of the people and things that take that happiness away. Go find your happiness. Ride a motorcycle. Go camping. Read a book. Watch an amazing TV show. Write a novel. Do something that makes you happy. And I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.